say big picture look on the Guardians season, because we're asking who the MVP of the season is thus far for a Guardians team that has got contributions from some people we didn't expect, while some of their other bigger names necessarily haven't produced to the level we thought they would. So, Zach, lead us off. Who's been your MVP of the Guardians 2026 season to date?
I'm going to be honest, this was a hard one. A lot of times Mike throws out these questions, and I either am so confident in my answer that I'm smarter than everyone, I fire it off, or I'm like, I don't really care. But I started thinking about this, and I'm impressed with this team, right? Today is not the day to sing the praises, but I'm impressed with this team. Jose is Jose. The young bats have added a whole new dimension. The closer's been great. But I went with Gavin Williams. I just think he is on his way to becoming a true ace, a true leader of the staff. He has had a couple of rough outings, but he's had many good ones. I think he's going to deliver again tonight. But based on what we've done, I, with a slight level of confidence, went with starting pitcher Gavin Williams.
I think that speaks to the construction of this roster and the either success or lack of success. Because for me, I can't put a guy that's on the field every fifth day as your MVP. And I'm a pitcher.
Yeah.
And I'll admit,
hating your own kind.
We are the most important position in the sport, collectively. Yeah. So I couldn't get there with Gavin Williams. Although, like you, I gave it consideration because there isn't one guy that jumps off of the stat page and says it's got to be me.
Sure.
I think Gavin Williams has been their best player.
If you want to say their most consistent player, there's no question Gavin Williams has been that guy.
Yeah.
And also because your opening day starter went his first 13 appearances without a team win in that stretch. Gavin Williams has been the stopper. He's been everything that you've needed him to be. So I think he has been, I know this is going to sound oxymoronic, he's been our most consistently good player. But for me, he's only there every fifth day. He's not on the field 80% of the games, so I can't go there. I can't put him as the MVP. So then it basically, I started, okay, who does this discussion include? Since the first week of the season, Chase DeLauder has one home run, I want to say. I think he has one since the first week of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Two.
And in full disclosure, I'm a little hot because I lost a bet. I when he was on fire, I said, this kid's going to be phenomenal. And one of our producers upstairs said, he won't have 11 through 50 games. And I said, well, he had 6 or 7. And I said, I'll take that bet. And he had 6. So he's had one home run, guys.
Yeah, one.
Since the first week of the season. We made way too much of what he was and who he was going to be. Now, watching him more consistently every single day, he is a guy, he's kind of a little bit of an enigma. He hits the ball hard every time, but I don't know if it's launch angle or what, but his exit velo is great, but he's not going to be a home run hitter. He'll never be the guy that hits 35, 40 home runs like we thought he was going to be in the first week of the season. He has decent pop the other way, but I can't get him into that category because he's had one home run since the first week.
Oh, no, he had 2 in May, so it can't be.
Okay. So he had 5 then in the first 6 games, right? That must have been what it was.
He had 4 in the first 3 games.
Yeah, and then didn't he hit another one?
No, they didn't hit another one till April 21st,
Okay.
and then he had 2. But it doesn't matter. Your point.
He's
You're
probably going to be a 15
stands.
home run a year guy. Maybe when he
I
gets
think
his
he'll
man
be more
body
than
down
that,
the road.
but we'll see.
Yeah, but like right now, I don't know how you bet on him hitting more than 15 home runs when he hit, if you take the first 5 games out. I don't know how he did that. I have no idea how he hit 4 in 5 games, but he did. Brian Rocchio is the guy that I wanted to say was the MVP, but you can't. He's the 9 hitter. Yeah. So I couldn't get there with him. It's the guy that it's always been since he's been on this team. It's still Jose. I believe this is the year that we're going to see a noticeable drop-off in Jose's overall production. I don't think he's going to be a 30 home run a year guy anymore. I said that in spring training just from watching him taking batting practice. I said something's missing. It doesn't sound the same. It doesn't look the same coming off the bat. He still has 10 home runs. He might get to 25. If he really gets hot like he can, maybe he can push 30, but I just don't think he's that guy anymore. I think this is the first year that he looks human, but I still think he is our best everyday player. He's done some uncharacteristic things this year. He's made some errors at third on balls that he shouldn't have misplayed. He's had a few more base running mistakes. You know, when you start to age, you still think you're the guy that could run that fast. The way you find out you're not is when they show you consistently that your time from first to third is 0.2 of a second slower. But you still think, I can get there. I know I can get there. And he has stretched some things where he's been caught in no man's land. And the other day, he was going to come around from third and score, and then he realized, no, that I can't do that anymore. So maybe he's starting to get the message that he's not quite as quick as he used to be. But he's still my guy. I think he's still. Put it this way. I reverse engineered the question. If tomorrow we lost anybody on the team, I don't think there would be as dramatic a reaction to anybody but José. If I told you today José's done for the year, there goes you're not winning the division.
Yeah.
There goes your chances for a playoff run. Gavin, I mean, I don't want to lose him, and I know that there's not the pipeline of pitchers there used to be, but somehow they always seem to bring guys up that no one expected, and they develop them and they make it go on. But José's been the best player in the organization for 12 years. Look how many best pitchers we've had in the organization over the last 12 years. A lot of different names on that list.
So I got to say, I'm a little surprised, Jay, how you're very down on DeLauder and on some level Ramírez. I'm very surprised by that. I'm much higher on both of them being great the rest of the season, or in DeLauder's case, being good the rest of the season, than you are. So hopefully I'm right.
I hope you are right.
I think Chase DeLauder's going to hit 25, 30 home runs, and I think he's going to do it this year.
You do?
I do. I'm very confident in that. I just think it's the ups and downs of a young player, and I think you'll see another stretch where he gets hot again. We shall see. José was going to be my choice, but since you picked him, I'll pivot to my second choice.
Okay.
And the only reason my second choice was my second choice is because he didn't start the season in the majors, and that's Travis Bazzana.
Wow.
Since coming up to the big leagues, Travis Bazzana's first week in the big leagues did not go well, right?
Nope.
One of the casino put out an idiotic tweet about did they call him up too early? Well, since that first week, he's been absolutely fantastic. I wanted him in the leadoff spot. He's in the leadoff spot. He has thrived. He has great discipline at the plate, Jay, that you don't see from young hitters very often.
Although he tried to check on a swing yesterday that they said he didn't go. He went.
Sure, it's going to happen once in a while. But he is so smart at the plate. His baseball IQ for a young player is through the roof. He's a good fielder, not an amazing fielder, but a good fielder. I know he had some struggles early.
I wish he didn't throw sidearm.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I know.
That's his thing. But he has such a good eye at the plate. He does everything well at the plate.
And he's a student of hitting.
He is a big-time student of hitting. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. He gets on base. He's a great base runner. He's a great base stealer.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been caught stealing. I think he's 8 for 8.
Wow.
I believe. So, by the way, José, for even you saying he lost a step.
No, he's stealing
he's
bases.
He's leading the league in steals.
I know he is.
I mean,
but he's running way more.
Yeah. Listen, José is probably still the MVP, but since he's come up, Travis Bazzana has been their best player.
I think he leads in OPS, doesn't he?
What's his OPS now, Mike?
799.
Yeah,
okay, so it's even gone down a little bit lately.
It was in the 8s.
Yeah.
It
was in the 9s for a hot second.
Yeah. Well, when you're in your first month in the big leagues, you're going to. You
know what's most exciting to me about this conversation is the fact that you could make an argument.
Yeah.
Most years it's like
sure.
José.
I could make a case for Parker Messick. I could make a case for Cade Smith.
How about Rocchio?
Yeah, no, you could.
Rocchio's been playing incredibly well. What are we going to do with Arias? Arias homered yesterday in Columbus.
I'm done with Arias.
I know, but what are you going to do with him?
Where am I going to put
him? You can't be done with him.
Well, I mean, I don't really have a spot for him. Who am I taking? I mean,
I guess you're not taking Rocchio out of the lineup.
No,
and you're not taking Bazzana out of the lineup. So I don't know why have we not traded him? I think we haven't traded him because no one wants him.
Yeah, he's no trade value. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's finally hit the end of the road here.
Yeah. Yeah, Bo Naylor and Gabriel Arias are never going to be starters for the Guardians again.
Can't imagine they are.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you never know what's going to happen on the injury front, but they're not planning to be.
There's no plan.
There's a saying in baseball: these things tend to work themselves out.
Yeah.
And I hope we don't have an injury, but I don't see where Arias fits in. I don't see where Bo Naylor fits in.
Nope.
We talked about this before the season began about maybe they didn't look at the expiration date on some of these guys. They held on to them a little longer than they should have. Some of them should have been dealt. Yeah. And they weren't.
Well, I think this is across the league, right? These guys
I know.
the next best thing or the next best thing for like a year and a half or like a month and a half.
That's it. Anymore, that's it.
It's happened a million times here. They didn't have Vazana coming behind them.
Yeah, I know.
They're better prospects right now, like Janelle, Velasquez, Engel. I think these guys all could be traded.
I think Velasquez homered yesterday, too.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
He's been awesome.
It's been great.
You may need those guys to go get a pitcher.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Proven hitter.
Velasquez is untouchable to me.
I'm trading. Oh, I don't feel that way at all.
No way. Yeah. No way.
I think he's more.
3 years from now,
a proven player.
3 years from now, we're going to have the same conversation. You're going to be like, I'm glad they kept him.
Jay, you correct me if I'm wrong. If there's baseball next year, Velasquez is going to be in the everyday lineup, right? Like
1,000%.
Yes.
Well, where is he playing?
1,000%. I don't care. I'll figure it out. He is playing in this.
You got to give up something to get some. If you could get a superstar, you wouldn't trade him?
You've seen him, right? You've seen him.
Yes.
I read all the hype.
Yeah.
I saw all the numbers. When you watch him, he has the it factor. He just has it. He's got a swagger to him, a confidence to him.
Yeah.
And also, if this is possible, because it's a tough gear to have, he also has a little bit of humility to him. Have you talked to him yet? You're going to fall in love with him when you talk to him.
He's got the best nickname in the organization, too.
But here's the thing, Jay. I'm not saying you're trading him from some rental.
Yeah.
I'm saying let's go dream world and you could get a Yordan Alvarez or a Mike Trout. You have to trade him.
Listen, that is
I know
a
that's
fantasy
probably
land
not realistic.
I don't live in. That's not a reality. That's not happening. I love your dream big.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great, Bull.
Yeah.
But I live in reality land, and I know what this team does.
I don't think Alvarez is impossible. Trout probably not.
Trout's impossible. That's a non-starter.
Probably.
I won't go there with you on that.
If I can get Yordan Alvarez, I'd trade anybody. That guy's one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not. But you would trade. You'd have to trade Velasquez to get him.
To me, you got to label guys as untouchable. You go through your
not
organization.
Not to get Yordan Alvarez.
And no, but
yes, okay. If you're just getting like a good outfielder, no, I'm not trading
doing
him.
it. I'm not doing it. He'll end up in Tampa's lineup hitting 35 home runs a year.
Is untouchable a thing?
I don't know if it is anymore. I think it used to be a thing. I do still think that organizations have tiers of players, and you have to project. And it's very difficult to do. I think it's harder to do in baseball than any other sport. But when I just watch this kid, and I know it was every day for a week, how much can you see?
Yeah.
I hear you. I fell in love.
I'm just saying, if I could get the superstar,
everything about the kid.
Only the superstar would I trade Velasquez. If I'm getting a superstar, I'd get him.
Yeah, where does he rank in terms of prospects, Velasquez?
He's not their best hitting prospect by MLB.com is Janelle.
But that was to start the season.
No,
right?
no.
Now today,
he's one. Velasquez is two right now.
Okay, where is Velasquez overall in baseball?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Because whatever it is,
I don't think in the top 50.
It should be. Wherever it is, it's not high enough.
He's 56.
Yeah, that's not high enough.
I agree. He's number 2.
It's not high enough. I think the world of the kid.
I just think they would trade him in the right deal. Now, are they going to make a trade of that magnitude? Probably not. But I definitely think they would trade Cooper Engel. And Janau's as good a prospect as Janau is. He's further away from the big leagues.
And to me,
I'd be willing to trade him.
Projecting when you're in A ball, trying to project that to a major league level. Do you know how many superstars, potential superstars, started in A ball and never made it? I just think that I think that there's certain guys that you have to kind of build around in your future and know that 5 years from now that this kid's going to be an integral part. And to your point, if we have baseball next year, he's at the big league level.
He would probably
just like we knew DeLauder was going to be. And Vazana.
Hey, Rhys Hoskins won't be. Who's been fine. He's been nice.
Been okay.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been a nice pickup for this team.
Yeah,
he's been fine. Yeah, I mean, he's been league average.
Not a difference maker, but he's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
You need guys like Jay. For the last bunch of years, they've had 5-6 guys in the lineup who were negatives. He's not a negative.
Our lineup this year, if you go back and compare to where we were this year, our lineup this year looks like a major league lineup.
Yeah, only so catcher is there.
I'm not saying he's deadly.
No,
but
he's adequate.
The moves that you make have to be more impactful than Hoskins and Bailey.
Agreed.
If they just can't,
Agreed.
that's not
but
going to put you over the top.
But Hoskins is better than some of the moves they've made the last few years.
Yes.
Where guys were a net negative.
No, I'll give you
Hoskins
that.
is at least producing as a league average
He's been
player.
fine. He's been fine.
Not great, but fine. But, yeah, I mean, maybe the best hitter they could get that's realistic is Jarren Duran. I'd be curious to see what they have to give up for him.
If they could get Jarren Duran, I would do backflips.
Yeah.
I love the way that
Clip
kid
that.
plays. I'll try it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll need you to spot me.
Yeah.
But I'll try a backflip because I love the way that kid
He'd
plays.
be a great fit for this lineup.
Yes, he plays hard.
I mean, Byron Buxton is the best fit, but again, I'm getting crazy.
I love that you dream big, Bull. I love that you dream big. Don't ever change.
I want.
But I just have been following this team for so long.
Yeah.
The biggest move they've made in the last 15 years, maybe Encarnacion.
Well, no, Andrew Miller.
Oh, yeah, not pitcher. I'm talking hitters. I'm talking
hitter
hitters.
was Encarnacion.
Yeah, I mean, and remember the Zanino deal? We thought Zanino was
Yeah.
going to change our life.
I will say-
we're looking for
I don't know. I
basement
didn't
free agents.
Yeah, but now
Hoskins is not a guy that was targeted by
no, that's why
the
he's on a minor
contenders.
league contract. But at the trade deadline, there's opportunity here. There's opportunity that a lot of teams in the American League are not very good, and the Guardians' payroll is the lowest in baseball. They have to now.
I thought the Marlins were lower than ours.
Well, I think they're the lowest. Maybe they're 29th.
think
Either
they're
way,
29th.
they have to be aggressive this year. They have to go for it, and they have to be willing to spend. And I think they got to spend money on a starting pitcher and a hitter because you got to load up. Because I think the Guardians may already be the best team in the American League. They're certainly in the conversation. And one more pitcher and one proven good hitter, and they're there. They're there. I'd go crazy. I'd go get Aroldis Chapman. Let's go.
A decade ago, that guy was the best in baseball, and he's still effective.
What's funny is he went after he left the Cubs. He went back to the Yankees.
Yeah.
And he was just
Didn't he have a off the field thing? That
And he had off the field stuff. And now he's the last 2 years
been great.
Outside of Mason Miller, he's probably the second best closer in baseball. And then Kate Smith's probably been third since he became the closer.
Yeah, he's been great this year.
Yeah.
He's on his streak.
John Duran from the Phillies, but I want to go crazy for the Guardians.
We're doing a